Blessings, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode. And in this one, we're going to talk about Dujuan Richards. Now, what a brilliant showing it was from the youngster, the Jamaican fans. It's always exciting to see Whisper, especially at the National Stadium. A lot of you, when you get the opportunity, you tune into him playing for Chelsea, his club team. And however short the time may be and however little of the opportunity you get to see him, you're always supportive of him. For those who are cynics and for others who have a problem with how he carries on his lifestyle outside of football, there are also those who, whenever he does what he does, they want to say, hey, pay attention to the football, keep the focus on the football. But he's a youngster. He's gotten the dream move, the dream of many youngsters as well. He's playing in one of the biggest clubs in the world, and although it is not the first team, he's still working his way in. Now, Jamaica just completed their game against Bermuda, and the game ended 4-0 in favor of Jamaica. This video will not be a reaction video, so please stay tuned for that reaction video, which will happen tomorrow morning. So turn the notification on. That way, as soon as the video goes live, you are notified. Now, what exactly happened in this game and why are we so eager to speak about this Dujuan Richards showing? It was a brilliant showing. He came on in just about the 60th minute, I want to say, and he was a live wire. As soon as he got onto the pitch, everything changed on the right hand side of the pitch. And not to say that Kaheem Dixon wasn't doing great on the day, because he was. However, he wasn't as clinical in the end, and although Kaheem Dixon forced a few saves from the goalkeeper, he just wasn't clinical. And we know how much the Jamaican fans love Whisper. And if you don't know him as Whisper, well, I don't know where you've been all this time. Matter of fact, he has an entire song named after him. So he came onto the pitch in the 61st minute thereabout, and it was an incredible 30 minutes of football from him. As far as cameos go, I don't think we've seen cameos like this in a long, long time, especially from a Jamaican perspective. Now, he was taking on the players. He was creating chances. I think in the 30 minutes he had, 3 shots? He had 3 shots and he got a goal as well. And the goal wasn't a fluke. He took on 4 players and then he tucked it away with his weaker foot. And as far as the fans go, there was skill, there was flair, there was everything. And for those who were asking, why was Dujuan Richards even included in this setup? This is exactly the reason why, right? This is exactly the reason why. He offers that little bit of extra oomph that I don't think there are a lot more players across the national team have. I think he's young, he's exciting, he's direct, and whenever he got the ball this evening, the directors, the defenders were panicking. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to try and defend him, because he was passing it to overlapping defenders on some instances. He was taking on defenders in some instances, and in other cases he was cutting it inside and taking the shots from that powerful left foot of his. Now, in the end, his 28/30 minutes had even Coach Steve McLaren on his feet, because he couldn't believe that, quite frankly, Whisper was this brilliant on the pitch. And for those who are saying, but he should have known. Remember, Steve McLaren came in July last year, and Dujuan Richards has been injured for about a year and something. So even if Coach Steve McLaren had seen some of him, he hadn't really seen a whole lot. And him coming into this national team setup and coming on for the final 30 and doing this, I know it was definitely an eye-opener for Steve McLaren for not only the next game, but for the foreseeable future. And especially since Leon Bailey was out for this particular international window. I know come the next break when it will all be up for grabs, when Jamaica will have it all to play for, as they have Curacao to play at home and Trinidad and Tobago to play down there in Trinidad. I know he will want all the artillery at his disposal, and having Leon Bailey and Dujuan Richards as well as Kaheem Dixon is, quite frankly, all that any coach can ask for, especially if you're coaching the Jamaican national team. Now, on the left-hand side, Ronaldo Cephas, he was causing some problem, but as I said, this is not the reaction video, so stay tuned for that, as we will do a comprehensive breakdown of the Reggae Boys showing on the night. But Dujuan Richards, what a player he is, and what a showing it was. I know we haven't seen much of him from a competitive standpoint for Jamaica. He's had no 10, 11, 12 appearances for Jamaica, and this was his second goal, his first goal coming in the Gold Cup a couple of years ago. But good, good God of grace. What a showing from the youngster. And I can't stop waxing about it, because it was just something spectacular that we don't see so often. And I know Craig Butler, we hate to say it, but in some instances he is actually right. And he came out a little bit earlier today and he spoke about it. He spoke about what the fans should expect from Whisper this evening. And as old people usually say, even a broken clock is right twice a day. But he was right today, and Whisper did come onto the pitch and he got the fans in the National Stadium on their feet. Every time he got it, the entire National Stadium went crazy. And if there was ever a poster or an advertisement for the next international window for what the fans should expect, I tell you that this last 30 minutes of the game against Bermuda should be used. And I know there are others who will come on here and say, hey, but it's Bermuda, like we should expect like players to beat Bermuda and to beat Bermuda comfortably. But it was different. It just felt different. And up until that fourth goal from Whisper, it was, the usual Jamaica doing what they needed to do against an inferior team. But when Whisper came onto the pitch, it wasn't just a beating. It was a beating with flair. It was a beating with style. It was a beating with character. And I think that's what the Jamaican national team has been lacking in the last couple of years. Now, usually the fans in the stadium, they're edgy, they're belligerent, they're cussing out the players. This time around, it was different. It was different. For those final 30 minutes that Dujuan Richards was on the pitch, it was different. It was almost as if, when you send your child to university abroad and they come back home, or not even to university abroad, but to university full stop, and they come back home for the weekend. That's a sort of vibe that we got from the Jamaican fans in the stands this evening. And I know all of the fans who were there, who traveled from near and far to support the Jamaican national team and were in the stands cheering on, they got their money's worth, not only from the 4 goals, but from the performance that came with the 4 goals that were scored on the evening. But as I said, Shane Sutherland said Whisper looks like a man amongst boys, and he's playing at Chelsea. So again, I think it's showing that his quality is a cut above the rest of the players on the pitch, and he's only 20 years of age, and yet he looks so composed. He looks so confident when he's on the ball. He looks so relaxed. He's never flustered. He's making the right decisions. He's picking the right passes. He's doing the right things at the right times. And I think it just looked different. The team took on a completely different complexion once he came onto the pitch. And although we were leading by 3 goals to nil, it just felt different, as I said. And the game against Curacao, down there in Curacao, he got maybe a day to train with the team, and then he came on, and I think what he got 10 minutes, about 10 minutes or so he got. But he didn't look sharp. He didn't look as if he had played with these guys any at all before. There wasn't any chemistry with the rest of the team any at all. And for those fans who are saying he shouldn't have been called up because he wasn't sharp enough, because he just came back from injury relatively. I think those naysayers, they've been put to shame this evening. It's a tongue-in-cheek moment for those naysayers who are saying, hey, there are other players who've been playing well from the start of the season, who played way more games since the start of the season than Whisper. So why was Whisper included in this team? I think your answer is this evening. And in case you didn't watch the game, you can pull it back. And the clips will be on Twitter too. The clips will be on Twitter. They'll be on TikTok. They'll be all over the place. In one instance, I think he gave one of the defenders maybe a half a dozen step overs, and then he picked the right pass afterwards. And I was like, whoa. On another instance, he caught on the inside, made a back pass. Well, I don't know if it's not even a back pass. He passed it with the back of his heel to someone who was overlapping. And again, I was saying, wow, the vision, the confidence to try that. And remember, this isn't someone who has 50 caps with the national team. You know, this just about a dozen caps with the national team, and he's doing this having been called in as a late addition to the team. So brilliant showing from Dujuan Richards. I'm now going to turn it over to you, the Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, to hear what are your thoughts, what are your takeaways, what are your reactions to this brilliant cameo from Dujuan Richards, and the brilliant goal as well. Lest we forget, he got it about 35, 38 yards thereabout. He took on 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders, and then he tucked it away with his weaker foot. When he got into the box, he saw that there wasn't an opportunity for him to cut it over on his left foot. And as a result, he used the right foot and he steered it to the bottom right-hand corner of the goal, past the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper really, even outstretched, couldn't get onto it because of the pace that it was coming at. Or quite frankly, maybe he didn't even anticipate that Dujuan would get the shot off so early. But either way, it ended up in the bottom right-hand corner of the goal. And what it meant is Richards, he is now on 2 goals for the Jamaican national team in about a dozen appearances. So big up to Dujuan Richards. Big up to all the Whisper supporters out there. Big up to those who have been advocating for Whisper to be included in the national team. I'm sure you're happy now. I'm sure you're vindicated. And for those who didn't know what exactly Whisper would bring to the team, again, your answer is right there in the final 30 minutes against the Bermuda team. So we're going to leave it at that. Stay tuned for the reaction video that will be coming tomorrow morning bright and early. If you haven't done so as yet, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV. We're going to leave it right there for tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Jamaica 4, Bermuda 0. Goals coming from Shamar Nicholson, Bobby D. Cordova-Reid, Dujuan Richards, and an own goal from the Bermuda captain, Leverock. And what that means is Jamaica now are on the top of the group as we head into the final international window for the World Cup qualifying, well, at least the regular season, because if for any case one of the teams from Jamaica's group end up in the playoffs, then we will probably have another one. But yeah, for now, World Cup qualifying is on pause until the next international break in November. Halftime TV saying have a good rest of your night. We'll talk soon. Peace.